Csikszentmihalyi, in that book, Flow, Psychology of Optimal Experience, he says the similarities between yoga and flow are very strong. He has a whole few pages on yoga, on Patanjali Yoga. He has studied literatures from all over the world, and he says in that book, the similarities between yoga, Patanjali Yoga, and flow are very strong. And he calls yoga a very thoroughly planned flow activity. In fact, he says one of the oldest and most systematic methods of getting flow is this Indian system of yoga. He says that. Now, I'm not going to teach you yoga now, but I'll give you the basics of yoga and how we can use it for attaining concentration and flow. That will be my final point. Okay. What does yoga say? To get perfect concentration, according to yoga, there are 8 steps. 8 steps. Yama and niyama, these are preliminary disciplines. Asana, posture. Pranayama, breathing. Pratyahara, withdrawing from the external world. Dharana, focusing on a topic. And dhyana, meditation or unbroken focus. And finally, the highest possible concentration, samadhi. Remember, this is not, the point of this is not flow. The point, the yogis use this for spiritual realization. But they do get flow. Now, in fact, I was reading one of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. He's talking about meditation. When you get good meditation, he says it should be effortless. And one of the characteristics of flow is effortlessness. Before flow, there is effort. When challenge is more, skill is not so high. Then you get into an effortless mode, which is flow. Without, if the skills are high and challenges are low, even there is effortlessness, but there's no flow because you are bored then. So when you have flow, there's effortlessness. Okay. Now how do you use this for flow? Yama and niyama would be a moral life, a clean life. That's important. Yama and niyama, specifically, a disciplined life. A rhythm is necessary in life for generating concentration and focus. There's a story about Sethji who went to a Swami in the Himalayas. Humko dhyan sikhaiye, yog sikhaiye. And the Swami started, all right, very good, sit down. First, Satya, you have to tell the truth. Ahimsa, you should not hurt anybody. Brahmacharya, self-control. Yama. Then the Sethji got disgusted. I said, अरे महात्मा जी, हमको ध्यान सिखाइए, प्राणायाम, आसन, प्राणायाम, ध्यान सिखाइए. ये क्या सच बोलना है, झूठ नहीं बोलना है, ये सब क्या सिखा रहे हैं हमको? Then that Swami said, तुम अष्टांग योग सीखोगे या विकलांग योग सीखोगे? Ashtanga is 8-limbed, and Vikalang means 2 limbs are not there. You want to remove morality and discipline from your life, just want meditation. That is not Ashtanga Yoga, that's Vikalanga Yoga. It's not possible. And then that Swami told that businessman, it's a story. He said that black money par asan bichha ke dhyan hoga. You've got lots of black money which you have hidden under your bed, and you put an asana on top of you and sit for meditation. Dhyan hoga kabhi? Never. So, a certain amount of morality, a moral life first, a disciplined life second, then third, what is required for flow? Third, asana. Asana need not mean that you have to sit in Padmasana or whatever. It simply means posture. What posture? They have found that sitting straight, not rigid, not like a robot, savdhan, not like that. Relaxed but straight, where the head and the neck and the spine, the chest and the waist and the spine are more or less in one straight line. Relaxed, but not drooping. You can see the difference it makes in your mental attitude when you more or less sit up straight. After you get flow, one may concentrate on, your already mind is there. That's not important. But before that, a good posture is important. Pranayam, there is a connection between breathing and concentration. Positive psychology, till today they have not talked about it. It's an area, these are areas of research. But there is a connection. One thing you will notice, the kind of breathing when you are tired, when we feel tired and sleepy and dull, so one kind of breathing. Often you will see it comes from the left nostril. When you are excited, angry, or working physically hard working, physically doing something, then right nostril. When you're jogging or playing, you'll see most of the time breathing comes from the right nostril. And they say in in concentration, breathing will come slowly from both nostrils. Anyhow, you need not go into all that, but basically breathing, just some amount of deep breathing helps. Even physiologically it makes sense. If you oxygenate your blood and all, concentration is better. Then pratyahara, withdrawing your cognitive capacities from the world outside. Remember the snake with the hood, cutting out the world? Pratyahara. Not thinking of other things. And here you need to be a little intelligent. Suppose I'm concentrating. Many times school students say this. If I look at my book and try to concentrate, I fall asleep. Or I'm looking at the book, half an hour later, if you ask me, what have you read? I can tell you, my mind went all over the world, but I cannot tell you what was there in the page in front of me. So many are smiling and think it's a common problem. But not so much here. Many of you have good concentration. So here you have to be a little intelligent. Pratyahara, withdrawing the mind from the world outside, even from your own body, you take the help of, for example, active reading. You know what is active reading? You underline, take notes. Maybe you will never need read the notes again. But use your hand. The moment you start using your hand, it takes some more of the cognitive capacity from the world outside and puts it there. Use a computer, use feedback, block out the noise. You know, in many ways you can concentrate your mind. One very powerful way of concentration is curiosity. Curiosity. You can arouse curiosity. You know how powerful curiosity is. In a train I saw a little baby crying. And many of you have seen this. Child crying like anything. And when the mother or the father suddenly comes in front of the child and does like this, or gets some toy and swings it in front of the baby is screaming. But in front of that, suddenly some strange thing you put, stop screaming and look in wonder. At least for 1 minute it will look like that. You'll forget to cry. Curiosity is very powerful. And we also have that power. So how do you use curiosity? Maharaj, I don't want to read all these. Exams are there, that's why I'm reading. I don't want to know also all these things. But you can artificially induce curiosity by asking questions or setting up a problem before you go into the material. Often what we do, a mistake we do is read the material, then solve problems. But you set up a problem, then start reading the material, then it's a voyage of discovery. It's not just learning something which you will apply later on. So these are tricks which you can use to engage your cognitive capacities in the study material. So pratyahara has to be done intelligently. It should not be a struggle. Then dharana is focus. Dhyana, holding on to that focus. This pratyahara, I remember Swami Ranganathanandaji. He used to come to IIT Kanpur campus long back, I think in the 70s maybe, or 60s. I have seen his books in our Belur Math library, the books he donated. He was a voracious reader. All of his books, you can easily know it is Ranganathanandaji's books because they're all heavily underlined. Lot of remarks are there where he agrees, where he disagrees, where something reminds him of something else. Questions he has got. Everything he puts down. Now imagine the kind of involvement in that book. The Bhagavad Gita also says this. In one chapter, Sri Krishna asks Arjuna, be completely concentrated on God. So I'm sure, just like you, Arjuna would have scratched his head. Then he says, if you cannot do that also, then whatever work you are doing, you connect it, you offer it to me. So the daily work which you are doing, your studying, your work in the kitchen or your work in the office, you offer it to God. You connecting your daily work to God. Now you see how concentration is helping concentration by involving other things in the world. Swami Abhedanandaji, one of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, I read a reminiscence by a young person who said, when I was young, I used to go to visit Swami Abhedanandaji and he would meditate. He was quite old at that time. And I would see, he would meditate, he would sit for meditation. He would rock his body back and forth a little bit. Then as if he's a stone statue, he will sit. And that's it. 3 hours later, he'll open his eyes. Like a rock he's sitting. And this boy, he would ask, Swamiji, within 2 minutes I get bored. How can you sit like this without moving at all for 3 hours? And he would joke. In Bengali, he would say, Buro Shadur Dhyan Kina. I'm an old monk, I've been meditating for so many years. But it is this thing, ability to pull everything out from the world and put it on the object of meditation. Swami Vivekananda, it was natural for him. In New York, he used to go for lectures, and in those days, he used to have trams, or in San Francisco, I think. And he would go on the tram, and he would get so absorbed in his thoughts, the tram would take the entire circuit of the city and come back more than once. And he would be ashamed of this, He would say that, oh, you have to remind me, I have to go for the class. The concentration, tremendous concentration was absolutely natural to him. There are so many stories about that. And that focus, dharana is focus, dhyana is unbroken concentration, deepens into, let's call it flow. Let's call it a higher kind of flow. So here I'm breaking it up again. Moral life, disciplined life, good posture, deep breathing, regular breathing. Don't be like a boiler. Regular breathing. Withdrawing from the world, remember the snake. Then dharana, holding on the focus. Then unbroken focus, flow. This is what our Patanjali Yoga also has to say about concentration. This is one key idea. Let me just sum up by going back to this idea. Remember, you have 126 bits per second, and you have to use that to get concentration or flow, and it's always a function of matching your challenges and skills. Whenever you are out of flow, and their characteristics are there, you'll be bored or you'll be under strain. Whenever you are out of flow, you increase the challenges or the skills as the need may be. These are the basic principles. I think I'll conclude here. We have run out of time also. Thank you very much.